Imagine you're 7 years old, coughing in the smoky shadows of a Viking Longhouse. The taste of wood smoke and fear thick in your mouth. Your father's a raider, your mother's hands are raw from work, and your only shield is a wooden toy. Wolf, every day is a lesson in survival if the cold doesn't get you. Rivalry and hunger just might. Want to know the brutal secrets Viking children never shared? This isn't a fairy tale, it's your childhood. This is Refound Legacy. Click to step inside the firelit world of a real Viking family and find out what it truly meant to be raised by warriors. If you want this tailored for other titles, just send them my way. You're 7 winters old, curled up on a fur pelt near the smoky hearth, clutching your carved wooden wolf. Smoke snakes through the rafters of the longhouse, tickling your nose and stinging your eyes. But you're used to it. This is what home smells like: wood smoke, sweat, and salted herring. All around you, the shadows of your family, your mother, your father, the warrior, your older brothers, and little sister dance against the timber walls as the fire flickers low. It's night in the far north, but you're not asleep, not with the storm shrieking outside, and your father's heavy boots thudding on the floorboards. He's back from raiding, dragging the sea in with him, his beard thick with frost. Eyes burning, arms full of strange loot, and one blood-spattered axe. He drops his shield by the fire. The house goes quiet. Even the smallest child stops chewing. Her bread, "Come here, all of you." His voice is rough as gravel, but when he gestures for you to sit close, your chest swells with pride. You're a warrior's child, after all. But that pride is mixed with dread, because you know what comes next: the recounting of battle. The naming of those who didn't return. Your mother serves smoked fish and stewed turnip from the cauldron. It's bland, but it fills the hunger. In your belly, the hunger in your heart is harder to fill. You watch your father's hand scarred, cracked, missing a finger from some old fight as he ruffles your hair. You listen, he says, or you'll never grow strong. Listen. You always listen. The longhouse is your world, its sagging beams, its crowded benches, the carved posts with tales of gods and monsters spiraling up to the smoky roof. You sleep alongside your siblings, sometimes huddling for warmth, sometimes shoving each other for space. There's no privacy. Every argument, every joke, every nightmare is shared. When your older brother waits himself from a dream of drowning, everyone knows by dawn. Most days, your chores are the same: hauling water, splitting wood, mucking out the goats, learning to twist cord for fishing nets. Your sister learns to weave, her fingers red and raw. Your brothers spar with wooden swords, and you join, catching a whack on the ear for being too slow. Fight back, your father bellows. You can't beat your kin, you'll never face the world. The grown-ups talk about omens and spirits, about the price of luck and the will of the gods. Your mother ties a bone amulet around your neck for protection. You believe it works, until the day your cousin falls through thin ice and never comes back. After that, every creak in the night sounds like a ghost. But not everything is fear and work. Sometimes on feast days, the longhouse roars with laughter and song. Neighbors crowd in, jugs of mead pass from hand to hand, and the skald tells stories of the All-Father and dragon ships under blood-red skies. You dream of seeing the world, sailing out with your father. Until then, you steal scraps of adventure from your brother's games and the whispered secrets of the grown-ups. You've seen your father come home limping, face cut open or silent as a stone. You've seen your mother cry when she thought no. One was watching. You've seen neighbors carried in from raids, sometimes whole, sometimes not. Death isn't a mystery here. It's a visitor, like the winter wind. One day your father puts a wooden sword in your hand and points to the training yard. Today, you learn to fight, he says. Tomorrow, you may need to. You nod, throat tight, legs shaking. The first lesson is pain. The second is not showing it. That night, as the hearth burns low, your father pulls you aside. Every warrior was a frightened child once. It's even me. But we stand together in this house and beyond. That's what keeps us strong. You don't feel strong. Seasons turn, you grow taller, tougher. You learn to spot the difference between the creak of the door and the whistle of the wind, a necessary skill, your father says, for any warrior's child. You can light the fire with one try. Patch it. Torn cloak, and butcher a rabbit without gagging. Your mother's belly swells. Another sibling on the way. The longhouse gets even more crowded, the air thicker with baby cries and cooking smoke. You and your brothers sneak outside to practice. With real axes, the handle's too big for your hands. One wrong swing, a bloody thumb. Your mother's scolding reminds you that the next mistake could cost a hand. Or worse, there's rivalry in everything. Who can chop wood fastest? Who can catch the fattest fish? Who can eat the most porridge? It's not just play, it's practice. You hear whispers about other families who lost a boat in the storm, whose harvest failed, whose children vanished in a raid. Luck is fragile, everyone knows, and jealousy can be fatal. Then, one autumn, disaster strikes. Raiders from another clan burn your neighbor's longhouse. You watch the flames from your roof, clutching your father's old shield. When dawn breaks, you help sift through the ashes for anything left. The village mourns, but life doesn't pause for grief. You keep training, keep learning. A warrior's child never stops, your father says. The winters are hardest. Ice forms on the walls as the youngest cough and shiver. Your mother boils herbs and tells you to pray to the gods. You pray. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. You learn to accept both. By 12, you're no longer the baby clutching a wooden wolf. Your hands are calloused, your shoulders broadening. The longhouse feels both safe and stifling. Some nights you dream of sailing west, of raiding new shores, earning your own stories, but you've learned the longhouse's true secret. Strength isn't just about swinging an axe or braving the sea. It's about surviving the everyday hunger. Cold, loss, jealousy, fear. It's about loving your family, even when they drive you mad. It's about holding on to laughter, even in the darkest winter. The greatest warriors, your father says, are those who keep standing for their kin, who return home, who build something worth defending. One morning, your father leaves for a raid and doesn't return. The family gathers around the hearth, grief. As heavy as the winter sky, your mother straightens her back, wipes her eyes, and takes command. We endure, she says, because that's what we do. We're the children of warriors, and this longhouse will stand. You find your old wooden wolf, scarred and worn, and pass it to your youngest brother. The cycle begins anew. The secrets of the warrior's children are simple: endure, adapt, protect your own, and keep the fire burning. No matter how fierce the storm outside, and as the world shifts and the sagas change, the longhouse holds strong home. Hearth, in the heart of all you are. Click for more stories like this. Imagine if this was your life. This is Lost Legacy Refound. ***.